joining me on the phone is another warrior in the fight against what we like to call Invenergy. Bob Woods is joining us. He represents the citizenry of Burrillville. They've got a very special event coming up that I would like you to participate in. There's a series of charity fundraisers going to be taking place. There's a great music event coming up. It's important, it's critical for Rhode Islanders to support other Rhode Islanders in their just causes. Because at some point, someday soon, folks in Cranston, folks in Providence, folks in Cumberland will turn to people in Burrillville and Pasco and say, we need your help. And the sense of community that's built up when we say things like we are Burrillville carries forward through generations. It has ramifications. So Bob, welcome to the coalition for the first time. Tell us about the group that you've been involved with, and give us a snapshot of what you got coming up for us.
Well, we first of all, I want to thank you for having me on.
No, thanks for coming up.
And an introduction about that. You know what? You know, we just start off by saying there's just so much to talk about, and I really don't even know where to begin. But, you know, I'll just do a little segue from what you had just said. Is we have such a unique state that we live in because of its size that, you know, we can reach out to any corner of the state and feel like we're home. Part of our group, you know, we went to every city and town in Rhode Island, 39 towns and cities. And out of those 39 towns and cities, we have 33 towns and cities that come up with a resolution supporting our endeavor against the power plant. And, you know, where else is that happening except Rhode Island?
Mm-hmm.
So Rhode Island's feeling a little bit, Burrillville's feeling a little bit special because of all the support, and I'm very grateful to have us on today.
Mm-hmm.
But we have other warriors involved in, fallen warriors, involved in our fight against Invenergy, and Conservation Law Foundation, known as CLF, is one of those. So they're an environmental group. Their main office is in Boston, and they have an office in Providence as well. And they are litigators. They are all about the environment. And they have such tenacity fighting the power plant, have been very successful. I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Conservation Law Foundation, Invenergy would probably have shovels in the ground today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having this little benefit concert to raise some money to basically say thank you.
Jerry Elmer's been on the show a couple of times, and what's remarkable about Jerry is not only his tenacity as a litigator, not only his sense of humanity, but his ability to make the arcane legal arguments accessible to folks like me who literally play experts on the radio. I walk out, every time he's on, I walk out with a thorough understanding of the legal environment, the issues at stake, the potential for success, and you know where folks really stand. It's really quite remarkable. Now tell us about the event. Who's going to be at the event? I know Mr. Elmer is going to hold forth and give a presentation, but you've also got a musical guest.
Yeah. So the event again is basically a fundraiser for Jerry Elmer's Conservation Law Foundation, and all the proceeds are going directly to them. And you can donate there as well as online. We do have a web page, and that web page site, if the listeners have a pen handy, I'd appreciate it if you write this down and check out the page. It's clfconcert.com. And on that, there are links to buying tickets for the Patriots versus the Falcons game. And it's actually 2 seats. From what I hear, it's very good seats, section 216, row 14.
Right.
For $20.
Those are going to be up. Those are going to be up for raffle, right? Yeah. And I think, didn't the Patriots play the Falcons recently?
I think it was in the Super Bowl.
Right. I know when I turned off the game for a while, the Falcons were kicking the Patriots' butt. What happened there? Did I miss anything?
Well, I think it was a miracle.
Okay.
last few minutes of the game, we won that game. And truly, I don't care if you're a Patriots fan or not, watching that particular game just has to give you goosebumps.
Right. Well, and there's an analogy there. I mean, if you were to have spoken to a handicapper relative to the situation in Burrillville a short year ago, folks would have had a very different perspective on it in terms of your chances of success, wouldn't they have? I mean, there were a lot of people who thought that this was going to be a slam dunk, didn't they? That you'd be waking up right now to a power plant under construction on the skyline of greater metropolitan Burrillville. That hasn't quite come to be, has it?
Well, let me just say, at one of the first hearings that we had, I believe it was with the town council of Burrillville, and the town solicitor got up and well, it was actually a handout he gave us, but he got up and basically said that we have no say in the matter. Mm-hmm. All we can do is give advisory opinions, and they don't have to take those advisory opinions. So we really just sit back and listen. And so I see where we are today, and I just thank all the citizens of Burrillville, the Conservation Law Foundation, and all of those throughout the state that have supported us. And like I said earlier, there'd be shovels in the ground if we didn't come together in this way. I think that Invenergy is in a little bit of trouble. Mm-hmm. Their application said that they were going to start providing electricity to the ISO in 2019, mm-hmm. and they did postpone it to 2020.
Right.
Not only that, in their application, they were going to do 1,000 megawatts. They only sold 500 at the first auction and nothing at the second auction, most recently in February of this year. Mm-hmm. So now they're putting it off another year. And, I liken it to David and Goliath.
Right.
Just small boys fighting a giant. But there's enough people that have come, like yourself, Pat, allowing not only me on your radio station, but as you said earlier, Jerry Almer, and I know some other people from the power plant, people against the power plant have been on your show. And so all these things is, has people really learning the facts, not about the television commercials that we've recently seen.
Right. In terms of, we seem to be at a little bit of a lull in terms of the public news. Now, and despite the delay, one still has to maintain the same sense of urgency, don't they? You folks, in a sense, and my metaphor, not yours, but to a large degree, you've placed your foot on the neck of this abomination. But you can't let up, can you? There's absolutely no room for error, is there?
No, there's going 100 miles an hour until you win this thing.
Right.
But like I said, there is a little bit of a lull, and with that comes a little bit of complacency, and that's why I think this event is so timely. Mm-hmm. It's to say thank you to CLF and Jerry Almer for working so ardently, in a fight that really they don't get paid a lot of money for.
Right.
And so we're able to to relax a little bit and say to honor somebody like that. And at the same time, there are a lot of different groups that are fighting this power plant, and sometimes we don't see each other all the time. But we communicate on social media and those kinds of things, and try and organize our time together and our strategies, so we would be kind of like-minded. But this is like a reset button where we can all get together. The little tagline on this event is called "Come Together." Mm-hmm. And so there are, I think of a lot of families. I run into people all the time in Burrillville, and they say, "Geez, thanks, Bob," or for taking your time for this, and but there's really not much I can do. I have 5 kids. Well, this is the time for every single person in the town of Burrillville and in the state of Rhode Island to do something to fight this power plant. Mm-hmm. It's to donate some money. It's to come listen to a concert, and let's just all come together and just have a time of rest and reflection of what we've done. and what we hope to accomplish. And so I think there's going to be some good things in the future, and I just can't wait to start taking up this cause again.
It is very important when you're an activist, particularly if you're a citizen activist, where, like the people in Burrillville at large, you folks aren't paid to do this. You pay to do it. This has become and I'll use this word loosely. I don't want anyone to get mad at me, but this is like a very, very expensive hobby, except it's life and death.
Well, you know what? It's hobby is really the wrong word. I can go hobby.
But it's critical that you take time out in a long, difficult battle like this, and it's a battle. It's
almost 2 years.
2 years. It's critical that the volunteers and the community organizers of Burrillville take time out to embrace and savor your successes. It's absolutely important, because from personal experience, it's that momentary reflection on, wow, we've come this far, we've done this, we've done that. The important thing is done, words like done, accomplished, achieved. Those are great words, and when you can reflect personally back on a period of time and use those words to describe where you are on a given issue like this, as important as this is, it's ennobling, it's strengthening. It's where you draw your Burrillville superpowers from. It makes you realize how badass you people are. Yeah,
we haven't had the Boston Tea Party yet.
Let me tell you, you cost a lot of people a lot more money.
Burrillville has generational farms, where 5 generations have lived on the same piece of property. I mean, there's a heritage there. This is not, houses that we live in Burrillville. These are homes. These are families that raise their kids that, they move from, whether it be the inner city or from out of state to move to a rural area and wanting to raise their kids, in a pristine environment. And when someone from Chicago, because of money, comes in and wants to take away what we so desired to be, to live in Burrillville, it's an affront against me personally and to many others. If this was, I think in Newport, when I'm out of state in business or whatever, when I say I'm from Rhode Island, right away they think Newport. Well, certainly Newport is a jewel in Rhode Island. But if this power plant was going to be built downtown Newport at the ocean, there would be such an uproar from the whole state.
Right.
The ocean to Newport is like the state forest to Burrillville.
Right.
And so that's how dear it is to us. And so, when you say it's a hobby, it's not a hobby. For me, it's protecting my way of life. It's protecting my family. I feel, it's even protecting my constitutional rights. I thank God that, I do live in America and we're able to fight this, even though they tell us we can't. And there's so many different, factions fighting this thing. This event is going to be a culmination of all of that in one. And I want to see the place sold out, and I really believe it will. The Assembly Theater, by the way, is a historical building that's been renovated by our town council. That is it's just a treat to go to an event there. It's just like I say, it's part of the heritage part.
Well, now tell us about the theater, and also tell us about, in addition to Mr. Elmer's presentation, you're going to have a musical guest. So tell us a little bit more about the theater and your musical guest.
This is going to open up with a local artist, a young lady, Jan Luby, who has been recognized on many different fronts here in Rhode Island as a musician, and very talented. And I don't even know how to describe her music. I know when she gets up and sings, it's kind of like Joan Baez to me. Maybe I'm dating myself, I don't know.
No, you're not. You and I are in the same generation.
Yeah, so she's going to kind of open up, and then I believe Jerry Elmer is going to come on. There's so much that has happened that, if you're not involved in a group situation in Burrillville, you miss an awful lot of where we are in this whole battle.
Mhm.
So Gary, I'm just going to get up and explain where we are and what we have to look forward to in the very near future with certain hearings and with the EFSB and some other advisory opinions and those things. About the lawsuit that we had filed against the town of Johnston and that water situation. And, you know, just so many other things. So he's going to get up and talk about that for maybe a half an hour or so. And at the end of this conference, he's going to take a little Q&A from people. And so the headliner is a young man named Jonas Woods, a Nashville artist. I know him very well. He lived with me for a while. This is my son. I would like to say that I have his musical ability, but that's not the case.
Mhm.
But anyway, I think you'd be well pleased just to hear, again, you know, someone from Rhode Island that travels all over the country, probably does 200 shows a year,
Mhm.
and very talented individual.
So
So it's a time of rest and enjoyment as well.
how much are tickets for the event?
Tickets are $20.
Okay.
And again, I know all of your listening audience probably has a pen and paper. So I'm going to give you a couple of phone numbers that you can call for tickets.
Mhm.
So this lady is Terry. Her number is obviously a Rhode Island number, 401-545-0512. And you can get concert tickets or Patriot Falcon tickets.
Now.
And the other lady
Mhm.
is Ava, and her phone number is 309-1881. And our website is clsconcert.com.
Now, is the ticket drawing the same night, or is that's a separate event?
Well, I'm not sure whether they'll be sold at the door. Tickets are selling fast.
Mhm.
So, and you know, this place seats 350. So, if they're sold out, obviously we're not going to be selling tickets at the door. So I would suggest
Mhm.
getting your tickets by calling these two ladies. Also in town, the Burrillville Farmers Market will be selling tickets. Tomorrow night at the library they have a concert, and there'll be people there selling tickets.
Mhm.
Patchett Village and Wine and Spirits, brand new building downtown Patchett where the state police barracks used to be, are selling tickets. Lawrence Brothers, right down in Harrisville, is selling tickets. Philanthropy Tea and Coffee is where they do wine tasting as well, right up in Chepachet. And Uncle Ronnie's down in Masonville, a restaurant and a good friend of our cause, is selling tickets. So there are a lot of places in town that are selling these tickets. And I think if you're able to come, you should come. You're missing out if you don't.
By the way, I got a chance to go to Uncle Ronnie's about a month or so ago. Great little spot. If you really want to get a feel
It is.
if you really want to get a feel for a community, it seems like a lot of communities in northern Rhode Island have that one restaurant in town, which in addition to
It's a hideaway.
right, it becomes a great, not in addition to great food, it's also where the town really goes to meet. They may have a town hall, they may not, but Uncle Ronnie's, it was great food. I had a great time. Great little spot. So I would commend that to everyone's attention. The tickets for the Patriot drawing. Again, 2 tickets. Patriots, Atlanta Falcons, which is going to be an epic contest. I mean, just the opportunity to pile on Atlanta is just is a no miss opportunity. Some would say, of course, at the season opener, they're going to give away, or I say, give the announce and present the Lombardi Trophy. The real trophy, I think, is going to be presented at that game. That's going to be a hell of a football game. But when are the tickets?
Yeah.
Do we have a date yet when the tickets are going to be drawn for that?
Yeah, the drawing will be on Sunday, October 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be publicized.
Mm-hmm.
And the game time for the tickets is October 22nd at 8:30 p.m.
Wow. Okay. The one of the things, and it's still in the kind of in the planning stages right now. I have, in full disclosure, I have offered an opportunity to win or bid on, and I'm not sure how this is going to come down, time on the show here. So I understand, and I had some conversations today for the first time with another member of the group who was going to be offering those potentially. It's still in the planning stages. In a sense, essentially offering them up for sale, half-hour segments on this show to a variety of businesses in the area. So reach out to folks in your community for that. That ought to be a lot of fun. It'll be your chance to advertise your business, talk about your business, present your business to the state of Rhode Island, and do it in sort of an entertaining way, and just have a little bit of fun with it. And it will be memorialized forever on YouTube. So whoever, first of all, whoever decides they want to take a chance at that, reach out to the organization, bring your A game. All the money's going to them. So again, it's a chance. If you have a business in the greater Burrillville community, I know a lot of businesses have stepped up, but here's your chance to give a little love back to the community and have some fun with it as well. So I just want to throw that out there.
So Pat, I would like to see you come as well.
Oh yeah, no, I hope to be at the concert.
Do you sing?
No, for the love of God and all that is holy. If America's Idol, whatever it is, had a season dedicated to people who are, in the words of the immortal Ralph Cramden, a blabbermouth, then quite frankly, I would be the champion, I believe. Because when it comes to being a blabbermouth, and a narcissist at the same time, I think few people can take me on. However, when it comes to anything of real skill or talent or artistic integrity, nah. Tony can tell you in the back. No chance. All right.
We'll have a special section for you to sit in.
like the old guys, the old puppets up in. Yeah, there you go. I'll be up there with Kermit. But let's go over the facts again. First of all, when's the date of the event?
Well, the date is August 26th.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open at 6 p.m. The concert starts at 7. You can buy tickets by calling 309-1881 or 545-0512. And all this information is on clfconcert.com.
Right.
And again, please come and show your support for our fight against the power plant.
There you go. Because who are we? We are all Burrillville, Rhode Island today and going forward.
Right.
And again, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on the air. We're going to be posting this up on the website and advertising this and making sure you have plenty of opportunities to buy tickets. Let's sell this sucker out. The money goes to the best of.
Do me a favor, put it on your event calendar as well.
Absolutely. All of this money, every shekel, every dime, every red cent, goes to the best cause of all, and that's our community. And when I say our community, I'm not just talking about Burrillville, but all of us, because ultimately it's in supporting each other, whether it be fighting a baseball.
We're all neighbors.
Exactly.
We're all neighbors, brother.
And for anyone who doesn't think that local communities can win, you brought up Newport. I'll point out to the fact that the people in Newport engaged, in our earlier incarnation on radio, we spent a lot of time with this. The people in Newport engaged in a 30-year battle to prevent a full-blown casino from being built in their town. There is no casino in Newport. A lot of people, David Norton's going to be joining me in our next segment, a lot of good people got together a couple years ago and fought for what was considered to be a done deal. A few people still owe me coffee. You know who you are. A done deal. And that, of course, is we're talking about the Providence Red Sox in a stadium that was to rise above the river, funded by nearly $120 million of taxpayer money. And for everyone who thinks that they can't fight the cause, a quick drive through downtown Providence, and you will see a no taxpayer funded baseball stadium. And while we engage in the next level, in the next fight against them, understand that their ask went from $120 million now down to 40. So we got about $39.9 million to go. But guess what? An active, organized citizenry saved this community $80 million.
Wow.
And when I go north to a town called Burrillville, this, as our lovely governor would say, well, the crane should be up in the sky right now. But right now, this summer, if you take the time out, as 3 hikers did just a few short weeks ago, and you walk from Blue Shutters Beach on up to Webster, Mass, at every stop of the way, you can look out and remark and note, there is no power plant. And that's because of community.
That's right.
So, there you have it, folks. You and I don't sound negative, do we tonight? We're damn positive. And we're damn positive that
There's one thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing that the power plant, Invenergy, does not understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's power in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And we all agree that this power plant needs to go back to Chicago where it came from.
Yep.
And when we can all get together like that, I think we'll see the sky blue again.
There you go. All right, Bob Wood, thank you for joining us tonight. Folks, and again,
I want to thank you.
no worries. And listen, a shout out to all my friends in Burrillville. We're about getting ready as we work through the summer. It's going to be a crazy fall here in La Prave in Little Rhodey, and we are going to keep the foot on the neck of this issue, pedal to the metal, balls to the wall, bleeding edge, no mercy. Fair enough?
Fair enough.